I gotta say it, what a view. I don't mean me, I mean the view. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today to celebrate what is truly a very historic moment, not only for Vancouver, not only for British Columbia, but for sports fans everywhere. It's an honor to be here. We're making history. You're all a part of it. Like, this is so cool. So it's okay to be excited. It's okay to be loud. It's okay to be a bit goofy. You're with me. I'm going to be weirder than everybody here, so we're going to have some fun while we do this, okay? My name is Tessa Bonham. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here and to be your MC today in Vancouver. This is a city, I've said it time and time again. I've never had a bad time here. I don't know if it's Vancouver. Every time I come, it's sunny out, so maybe I should come by more often. I'm not sure, but from the Vancouver Olympics with some of my teammates that are here today, that was a ton of fun. The World Juniors, the Roxy. I mean, it's really hard to have a bad time here. See you all there later. Not surprised at all in the least bit by this massive turnout. I thought I saw the seats at first. I'm like, okay, those will be full. It is ram-packed here, and it has nothing to do with those tasty snacks back there. It has everything to do with Vancouver and how you have always shown up and shown out at every sporting event. It's truly exceptional. I have to call out a couple people here today, some hockey legends. Every Canadian hockey player's nightmare. Cammy Granato is amongst us, Hockey Hall of Famer. We're friends now. She's so cool, so you can be nice to her. She's Canadian. As well as another hockey legend who keeps the streets safe here in Vancouver, a good friend of mine, Megan Augusta, and her daughter Chance. A couple of her friends that I got to meet. Some future hockey players as well. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that today's event is taking place on traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, in particular, the Musqueam, the Squamish, the Tsleil-Waututh nations. We are truly grateful to be gathered here today on this land. Now, before we keep the excitement rolling, which it will be an incredibly exciting day, I kindly asked everyone, Megan Augusta and I, she became a police officer. I take full responsibility for this. We were the fine police in the locker room. Everyone's got a phone. I know it's exciting. It's a great time. Can you please turn it on silent? I will be laying fines. I have a police officer here to enforce them. And if it does ring, I will answer, and I will talk to your mother live on TV. We all good? Everyone's got that done? All right. Double-sided printing. Representing the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, I'd like to welcome Chief Wayne Sparrow here. Chief, do you want to come up?
Asiam siaya ichwal siam yayakalak Musqueam. I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you here to the shared territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh. Sitting here today, and a privilege and honor on behalf of all three communities to welcome each and every one of you here. And it is fitting, you know, my great-grandmother was one of the last ones removed from Stanley Park. So it's so wonderful of our leaders to get us to where we are today, and I want to acknowledge all our past leaders that aren't with us today, and want to thank the organizers for giving us this privilege and opportunity to welcome each and every one of you here. So that's all. Thank you. Haichkasiam.
Thank you, Chief. All right. We've got some very special guests in the house. I had a chance to hang out with them. They're pretty cool. I would like to be their friends. I'm not sure if I'm cool enough yet, but we'll decide that later on when we're talking over Timbits and Juice. To help us kick off this celebration in true Vancouver style, please join me in welcoming the U11 Vancouver Angels. Come on in. Yep, this side, stay over here. You're over here. All right, Sydney, have at it.
Hi, my name is Sydney Milden. I'm 9 years old, and I play for the Vancouver Angels U11C2 team. Back in January, my teammates and I went to the very first PWHL Takeover Tour game. It was the coolest day ever. We saw 6 goals, danced in the stands, waved our signs, and cheered so loud for the players. It felt like anything was possible. It made me think, I want to be just like them someday, playing in the PWHL. It was at that game we made it clear we want a PWHL team. And today, we are so excited because right here in Vancouver, we got a team!
Welcome to Vancouver, BC. What a crowd. More than 19,000 hockey fans coming out to see the Takeover Tour on the West Coast. Right in front of the rebound, they score! Marie-Philippe Poulin, Captain Clutch, has done it again in Vancouver. The official attendance here in Vancouver, 19,038 hockey fans.
Yeah, that's when I jumped on that ice for warm-up. It was quite special. Honestly, to see these fans coming out and supporting us, it's been unbelievable, and really happy to be back in Vancouver.
Sydney's after my job, I think. I don't think everybody knows. She was handed a script that was altered probably about 10, 15 minutes before she came up here to do that, and I think she nailed it. So can we just give her another round of applause? She's an aspiring actress, so if anybody's out there looking for the next superstar, I think we found her. All right, up next, we're going to hear from one of the key leaders in driving the PWHL's incredible momentum that has yet to slow down or stop. A true sports industry veteran, she's shaping the league's business strategy. She's leading efforts to build its fan base, which is ever growing, and growing the game in bold and powerful new ways. Technically, she's my boss, so I am paid to say that. But even if she wasn't, I would say it 100 times over again because I mean every word that I read there. Please welcome the Executive Vice President of Business Operations at the PWHL, Amy Shear.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. I can't compete with you guys. Thank you for making a big reveal for us. Thanks everybody for coming today. We don't take it for granted at all that we are 2 years old and we've got this type of following, not just from Vancouver and its community, but from fans everywhere. So a lot of thank yous before I get into how we got here. So first of all, thank you, Chief Sparrow, for your wonderful welcome. We really appreciate it. We're honored to have you. Minister Chandra Herbert and Deputy Mayor Klassen, thank you for being part of today's momentous announcement. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're in our second season. We haven't even started the playoffs yet in our second season, and here we are. And I just can't emphasize enough that we do not take this for granted for a minute. This is very much still the beginning of our journey and a lot of work ahead. So here today to have some fun and to proudly call Vancouver our newest home, and Pacific Coliseum and the Agrodome as well. So a lot of people to thank, so I'm just gonna ask for a little patience to get through. Molly Ray, I know you're here somewhere in the back, but Molly Ray and Michael Doyle from the Vancouver Canucks, if it was not for the Takeover Tour game and for their warm hospitality and for showing us how great Vancouver is, I don't know that we would be here today. So a very warm welcome and thank you for the Canucks. Michelle Collins, the matchmaker. I don't know who Michelle is. But Michelle was the one that introduced us to PNE, so I think, Michelle, you have a career in matchmaking, and we're very happy with this marriage with our folks at PNE. To Shelley Frost and to Karen Massacott and the entire team at PNE, from day one, from the time that we visited your facility, you made us feel like we were rock stars, and I'm not Jana Hefford with 4 gold medals, so I'm not used to this type of treatment, and we just felt the love from day one. The Pacific Coliseum and the Agrodome will be a first for us in the sense that we will be the primary tenant in this venue. And for us, that's an extraordinary accomplishment to happen in our third year. So thank you very much for making us feel welcome and for making us your new home. I'd like to recognize our board. We are so lucky as a group of professionals that we have an amazing board to report into, and that's Icon, Billie Jean King, Alana Kloss, Stan Kasten, and Royce Cohen. Every day they push us to be better and bigger, and they're a huge reason why we're here today. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank our ownership, Mark and Kimbra Walter. Their willingness and enthusiasm around the sport of hockey and willingness to invest in this league and these women is extraordinary. So very grateful for them as well. So anyway, here we are. You're probably really curious why Vancouver. You're probably curious why the process and what it was. So I'm just here to share a little bit about the background of how we got here. We started the journey about 8 months ago. A small group of us at the PWHL, along with our board, got together, and we talked about what was important. What is it that we wanted to see happen for the PWHL in our future, and where did we want to be, and what would that look like? And once we felt that we had the criteria, we reached out to a bunch of markets across the US and Canada, and we started to have very in-depth conversations. We had an RFP process. Vancouver, credit to Karen, Shelley, and their teams, came back with an unbelievably robust response to our RFP, and we were floored. So once we had all the information, we really just started conversations. When we came out here for the takeover tour, we did a wonderful tour of P&E and the full grounds, the Agrodome, the Coliseum, and everything that happens there. We were floored with the expanse of the business that happens there. But why Vancouver? I mean, I'm ready to move here. My accent will stand out, but I'm still ready to move here. But why Vancouver? Why Vancouver? Obviously, coming here to the third largest market in Canada, really important. You've shown a remarkable commitment to growing the game of hockey, and I think the last stat I saw from BC Hockey was the girls and boys registration is just about 50-50, and that's huge. And BC Hockey's efforts have been huge in growing the game, and we want to help build and continue that momentum that you've already started. You have a vibrant and engaged corporate community, one that we think is inspired by sports and what happens in sports. Listen, I think you saw in that video and you saw by our youth team here, your fan base is engaged, it's vibrant, it's fun, over 19,000 people at our game here. And a fun fact as well is that out of all of our 9 takeover tour games, the social engagement for the week of our game here was the highest of all the 9 cities we played in. So, yeah. So we're excited about that. And listen, last on this list, and certainly not least, is the team at P&E. We feel we don't just have business partners, but we feel that we have friends. And we feel that we have friends that are invested in our success as much as we are. And that's really rare to find. And so we could not be more thankful for Shelley and Karen and their teams and their participation in our success here. Of course, being the primary tenant, a big part of it as well. And we are so grateful that their willingness to allow us to come in the building and talk about the things that we need, and their willingness to help meet those needs and to bring a professional environment here for our players. So I stand up here today from the PWHL. We are fully committed to Vancouver. We're excited that you're our first expansion franchise. You will be so impressed with our athletes and the level of hockey that you have here. And I promise you, it's going to be love at first puck drop. So thank you.
Got the new swag on. I felt like it was appropriate. Also, I'm a little chilly, so I didn't want my teeth chattering while I was up here. All right, this next one, I got to pull out my reading glasses because I'm almost as old as she was when she played her last hockey game. It is my absolute. She asked me if I packed these today. I was like, I didn't. Sorry, Jana, but she knows me better than that to trust anything I say. She's a true hockey icon, an amazing teammate. Jana was what one would call a quiet leader, but when she spoke, we all listened, and we all followed her lead. So it's no surprise to me that she helped build this league and get it to where it is today. She's got a million accolades. I'll read them through them all. Sorry, don't fall asleep while I do it. She's a Hockey Hall of Famer, no big deal. 4-time Olympic gold medalist, including one right here in Vancouver. She actually helped calm me. I don't even know if she knows this, but I came out for warm-ups for the final game. It was my first Olympic final, and I was freaking out. And I'm the type of player that likes to skate around and joke around and bump into people, and Jana's more stoic. She takes her spot at the blue line and pretends to stretch, and I had to take a knee beside her, and I looked at her and I said, "Oh my gosh," and she said, "I know." And so for someone who had been to a ton of Olympics before that, to acknowledge that this was a truly unique and special moment here in Vancouver that we were living, it kind of calmed me and let me know that this was something special. It was on Canadian soil, and all the fans showed up and showed out like they had never had an Olympic Games before. So it made me feel better that I wasn't the only one feeling that way, and it wasn't because I was a rook. So I owe her a lot in that moment. She's a 7-time world champ. She helps shapes the future of the PWHL, from honoring hockey traditions to pioneering new ones. She's behind many of the awesome roles that you see in the league that, you know, the NHL is looking at now in terms of, we all love the jailbreak, who doesn't? Please welcome one of my favorite people, the Vice President of Hockey Operations, Jana Hefford.
Well, thank you, Tessa. I don't know 15 years ago if we thought we would have been here doing this, but it's pretty awesome to be able to share this moment with you. And not only was Tessa a former teammate, but also the co-host of the Jocks and Jills podcast. For anyone who hasn't listened, it's the #1 women's hockey podcast in the world. And we're lucky enough to have her on our team. I also want to acknowledge, and I know Tessa did, but Megan Augusta here. Megan and I were actually line mates here in Vancouver. She scored a ton of goals, I think set some records. So really excited to have her here. And then, of course, Cami Granato, legend of women's hockey, Hockey Hall of Famer, good friend and supporter, and really thrilled that she was able to join us here today as well. Additionally, appreciative of the leaders who are joining us here today. A special thank you to Chief Sparrow, Minister Spencer Chandra Herbert, and Deputy Mayor Klassen. Thanks for being with us. It's truly an honor to be here today, making this major announcement, and we're thrilled to have an expansion team in the PWHL starting in Season 3. This city's always been a terrific hockey market, but its commitment to women's hockey is truly exceptional. As Tessa mentioned, I'll never forget stepping on the ice here in Vancouver in the 2010 Olympic Games, almost 17,000 people in the stands, which was a record at the time. And that moment, I think, really helped set the stage for where we are today and where the women's game is. We felt that same energy again this year in the Takeover Tour, with thousands of youth players, including the Vancouver Angels, who packed that arena and brought the positive, energized environment that the PWHL has become known for. The timing couldn't be better to be in Vancouver. The momentum behind the PWHL continues to grow, and the fans have made it clear. They're ready for a team here and now. Today is a great day for a city that passionately supports its teams. This expansion brings greater visibility to the West Coast, expands our geographic footprint, and most importantly, grows the game. With this team comes more opportunity for the best women's hockey players in the world to continue competing in one league. The talent pool has never been deeper, and with a strong 2025 draft class ahead, we're pleased that even more women are going to be able to play at the professional level. Additionally, we couldn't be more excited to call Pacific Coliseum our home. Thank you to Shelley and Karen for your partnership, your friendship. I can't speak highly enough about how important being a primary tenant is in a building. And to Amy's comment, to be able to do that in Season 3 is incredible. And I think for our athletes that are going to have the opportunity to make this their home, it's going to be an amazing experience for them. From what I've learned about the history of women's hockey in Vancouver, it runs deep. More than a century ago, not far from here, young women at Denman Arena fell in love with the speed, skill, and toughness of hockey, and they called themselves the Amazons. Fortunately, a few things have changed since then. Our uniforms are not long skirts anymore, but the passion and the intensity remains the same. The PWHL is setting a new standard for women's hockey. The game has never been faster, more physical, or more skilled. And that's exactly why fans of all ages, genders, and backgrounds are so excited about the PWHL.
I want to also thank our board, Stan Caston, Royce Cohen, Alana Kloss, Billie Jean King, as well as our owners, Mark Walter, Kimber Walter. None of this is possible without their leadership and their enthusiasm for what we're building. We're so excited for this city to experience the parity and the competitiveness that our league has every single game. For those that are following this year, there's 3 games left in the regular season and still playoff teams have not been determined. And we expect it to be no different as we move forward. We're also looking forward to youth hockey players across British Columbia getting to know their local team, whether it's through camps, clinics, community events. This is about more than just putting a team on the ice. It's about building meaningful connections with people that inspire the next generation. Very soon, you'll start to learn about the athletes who will represent your city. We'll be announcing expansion draft details shortly, followed by our entry draft that will occur June 24th in Ottawa. Thank you again for welcoming us to Vancouver, and we can't wait to drop the puck later this year.
Told you she was a good speaker, and you guys all listen just like us. Nothing's changed, Jana. All right, now representing the province of British Columbia, please welcome the Minister of Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Sport. That's a lot. The Honorable Spencer Chandra.
All good. That's great. It is so good to be here. I can't tell you how excited I am. Thank you, Chief Sparrow. Thank you to the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples for having us here on their traditional territories. It's a good day to be here in Vancouver. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Orr, Councillor Fry, everyone else I could name who hasn't been named yet. It is wonderful to be here. I think back to that game in January when I was invited to come see the PWHL. And on my way over from Victoria, on the ferry, there were armies of young women so excited to share their love of hockey. When I got to the stadium, walking up to the stadium, it had a buzz, a feeling that you don't get very often, a feeling of joy, not just anger at the other team, but a joyous feeling of coming together that finally women's sports, finally teams like the Angels are getting their due, they're getting their recognition for the hard work that they put in every day. To the hockey parents in the room, thank you for getting up really, really, really early and sitting in cold environments, kind of like this one. The view might be a little different, but no, this is a great day for sport in BC. This is a great day for our community in Vancouver, but really for BC, and I say that as the representative, the Minister for Sport in British Columbia, because what you're doing at the PWHL here is inspiring people across this province. And we know that because we had people come from the far north, from the interior, from the Okanagan, just to come down to that one game. And they sacrificed, they fundraised, they put together their pennies and they pinched their dollars and all those things to manage to get to Vancouver. And we know that's going to continue. And we know that your work getting out, talking to the youth, talking to the teams, inspiring them to keep at it, that there is a future for hockey, for women in hockey. It doesn't end in high school. This continues, and it can be a lifelong journey, and we know that because we have so many of you who continue to do that through the Olympics and represent our great country of Canada. So I'll be short. This is a great day. Thank you to the PWHL. Thank you to the team at the PNE, to the team at the city for connecting the dots, for crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and making this dream come true. Because when that puck drops at the Coliseum, the roar of approval, the roar of joy is going to be so loud and it's going to feel so great. I can't wait to be there to do that with you all. Because, the Coliseum's a pretty good place to watch hockey. It's where I first started watching hockey back in the 80s, if I wasn't chasing my brother with a floor hockey stick. I've got a twin brother. You got to, Anyways, lovely to be here. Hallelujah, celebration, throw babies in the air, not too far. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. This is a great day for hockey in British Columbia. Thank you, everyone.
Throwing babies, pinching pennies. You guys still have pennies out here? Thank you very much, Councillor Clausen. Thank you very much, Minister. Now please join me in welcoming from the City of Vancouver, Deputy Mayor Mike Clausen. I was told he's responsible for the weather, so big claps for him.
Thanks very much, Tessa, and welcome everybody. What a fantastic day. For the people who are blasting out photos and video around the world of the city, just put as a caption, it's always like this here in Vancouver. So we really have delivered some great weather here today. And just going slightly off script for a moment, I'm sitting here thinking about the vista here and looking over my left shoulder, the Twin Peaks up there, which when settlers came here, they called the Lions. But the traditional Indigenous name is the Sisters. And I just sort of, there's a significance in that to me, and that the empowerment of women in sport, coupled with the environment that we're here today. So I want to just bring greetings on behalf of Mayor Ken Sim and our city councilor. We have several councilors here, newly elected Councilor Sean Orr, Councilor Pete Fry, and Councilor Lisa Dominato over to my right. So whether it is the Vancouver Millionaires, the Vancouver Amazons, the 72 Summit Series, the Vancouver Canucks, the 1994 Stanley Cup run, or the 2010 Olympics, Sid's golden goal, our city's history runs deep with the spirit of hockey. Today's announcement is just the latest in those amazing series of hockey moments for Vancouver. As a city councilor, I also wear the hat as the chair of the board of the PNE. I'm extremely excited to have all of our leadership here team. Shelley and your team have done incredible work. And I couldn't be happier that the new host venue for PWHL Vancouver will be here at the Pacific Coliseum. So for so many Vancouverites and British Columbians, the Coliseum is where some of our greatest hockey memories were made, and to have a new anchor tenant that is iconic in that iconic venue is really special and a new chapter for the building. So I'd like to congratulate the PWHL. Thank you, Jana. Thank you all, and Amy. We wish all the teams entering the playoffs good luck in this coming season. And next year you'll have to meet Vancouver, so enjoy it while you can. Again, on behalf of the Vancouver City Council, hockey fans from across our city and around our province, I want to thank you, Amy, Jana, everyone at Professional Women's Hockey League for your confidence in Vancouver, and we can't wait for the puck to drop. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Councillor Clausen. Sid had one golden goal. Marie-Philippe Poulin actually had two here, but that's okay. I had to get that in, I'm sorry. And now to say a few words about the Pacific Coliseum being the new home of the PWHL expansion team in Vancouver. Please welcome the President and CEO of PNE, Shelley Frost.
Thank you, Tessa. Thank you all for being here today. I'll be brief because I can't say it any better than Amy or Jana or Minister Chandra Herbert or Deputy Mayor Klassen. But I am so pleased to be standing here today and being able to share in this announcement. And I agree with all of our speakers, as well as the tens of thousands of British Columbians who really vocally supported Vancouver's goal of getting a PWHL franchise city. This is an amazing day for women's sport in Vancouver, for professional hockey in British Columbia, and at the PNE. Yes. So on behalf of the thousands of full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees at the PNE, I can tell you that we are deeply honored to have the Pacific Coliseum, with its incredibly rich history of hockey in our province, be the new home for the PWHL Expansion League. Many of you were there, and we all experienced the energy and the excitement of the PWHL Takeover Tour in January, and the PNE can't wait to welcome the league and its players, as well as a new generation of hockey fans into the rink on Renfrew. I really want to thank Amy and Jana and Karen Massicott and our teams at the PNE for working to really bring this partnership to life. Amy spoke very eloquently about it, but it really is a partnership. And when we spoke earlier, we talked about the fact that this isn't just about hockey, it's about the impact that it's going to make on this city and the impact that we're going to be able to have in the community and the surrounding areas of bringing professional women's sport into professional women's hockey into Vancouver. Today's announcement really continues the Coliseum's legacy as a place where memorable moments happen in this city and in this province. And I just want to take a moment to say this morning when I went over to talk with some of the Angels and I made a comment about playing in the PWHL, are you going to play in the PWHL? And they were like, yeah, I am. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And when you're standing in the building at the PWHL tour, the takeover tour, I've said 1,000 times that the energy and the confidence of seeing all of these young girls on the concourse and with their signs and seeing what that did for women's sport was really, really fantastic. So we are just honored to be a part of this. Thank you to everybody at the PWHL. Thank you to everybody who's here to speak today, and we can't wait to welcome the team into the Coliseum. Thanks very much.
All right, before we close things out, I think it's very important to acknowledge Patty Kay, who has driven here all the way from Squamish, representing Thelma Kay of the Vancouver Amazon. So it's truly an honor to have you here today in this moment as well. Thank you. And thank all of you for joining us here today. What an exciting day. We're all a part of this. Look around, make new friends. We're all going to be seeing a lot of each other at some hockey games, it seems to be. This is an exciting moment. It marks the start of something bigger than just hockey. It's about creating a new chapter in professional women's sports, not just hockey specific. It's inspiring the next generation to continue playing, to drive for something. Building a team in this city that reflects the heart, the resilience, and the pride. I think that's going to be the most important and fun part here for all of you and for all of these young ladies as well. I had asked them earlier today before we came up, I'm like, all right, who's going to be playing for this Vancouver team? And there wasn't a hand that didn't go up. They all went up immediately. They were touching the roof. So it's exciting and nice to see that they have something like that. We're incredibly grateful as well for our partners at the PNE and the City of Vancouver for believing in our vision and helping make all of this a reality. This is truly a special day. This is more than just a game. This is a movement. The best part in all of this, though, is that all of you are here. You're as excited as I am, and we are just getting started. This is just the beginning, and you can feel this already. I can't even imagine what day one puck drop is going to be like. We're going to see you all at the home opener, the PWHL Vancouver team. I know that. I will be in the house. I will not be missing this. And I just can't wait to make history together. So thank you, everybody, for coming out today.